What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Drew Romeo here. Today in this channel, we're going to talk about how you can make your first $1,000 in your first month by just learning two things. If you can speak and you can read, you qualify. Let's talk about it. Cue!
Freedom Nation.
What's up, guys? It's Drew Romeo here with Freedom Nation, and I know what you guys are already thinking. It's too good to be true. Well, if you stick with me to the end of this video, I promise you I'm going to explain everything to you step by step, and you'll probably answer all the questions that you have in your mind. Now, if this is your first time here on this channel, what I need you guys to do for me right now, if you like to learn to make money online and how to build sustainable businesses online, we talk about all of that here at Freedom Nation. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you can join the Freedom Nation family. And don't forget to give the video a like, because that helps that video to get out there to everyone else to get the message. All right, guys, let's get straight to it. Now, most of you have probably already heard of Audible, and if you haven't, Audible is just an audiobook company which is owned by Amazon, and it's becoming very, very large at a fast pace. Audiobooks are becoming quickly a more convenient way of absorbing knowledge because it allows you to do the things you like to do. Walk your dog, clean your house, maybe even do a chore or two while you're listening to it without you having to sit there and physically read the book yourself. With physical books, that is not the case. See, with physical books, you have to sit down and actually physically hold the book in your hand and read, and many people with the busy schedules don't have the time to do that. This is where audiobooks come in and become very, very helpful with people with really busy schedules, and especially useful for those who have long commutes sitting in their cars. They can listen while they drive. See, Audible is growing to be a very massive company very quickly, and it's nearly impossible to really record every single book that has been printed in the world. So they need some help. So the solution to this is to use the power of the internet. To break it down, they use the internet to pretty much crowdsource talent from online and bring people together and ask who's good at what. If you have a certain voice, if you have a certain accent, if you have a skill or ability, if you can speak, if you can read clearly, then you will be a candidate. The problem is every single day new books are being published and it's hard to keep up, so they need your help in order to keep up with the demand. Now, the website that makes this all possible is called ACX, and it's a crowdsourcing platform that brings people from all over the world to one spot. And then they take that talent and ask them to produce audiobooks for authors who have books that are ready to be read and turned and converted into audiobooks. Once you're done recording, that audio piece that you've done for that book will then be put up for sale on retailers such as Amazon and Audible, which Amazon owns, and also Apple iTunes stores for sale. This website is built for two types of people. Number one, if you're an author with a book that's ready to be converted into an audiobook, and number two, for producers / narrators, same thing, in this case, where you can read the books, the physical books, and convert them into the audiobooks. You'll be the ones that are actually be doing the reading and the narrating in studio quality format, so that way these books can be put up for sale on these three major platforms that we named earlier. As long as you have the ability to speak and read, you have the ability to make money through ACX through Audible. And I'm gonna show you how to do that right now at the top of my computer. All right, guys, welcome back to this section here on my computer. And what we're gonna be doing right now, we're live right now at acx.com, which is the website we mentioned to you. This is what the main homepage looks like, okay? And so where I want you to go is, the first things first, is to actually go down to how it works, right? So you have all these options here. This is, mainly dealing, like I said, for producers and for the authors where they would promote themselves. But I want you to go down here is how it works, down to narrator. Once you go down here, this is all you need to worry about right here, is how you get started and how you get paid. And we're gonna talk about it right here. So first off, you want to create a profile. That's step one, and they break it down to you and lay it out perfectly. So if you have any questions, they have an awesome, team to help you answer your questions. You just go over here and click need help. Step one, create a profile. Step two, upload some samples onto your profile. You can upload unlimited numbers of samples speaking different genres, different accents. And they want to see how versatile you can be, because the more versatile you are, the more options you'll have open to you for doing books. Step three, you decide how you want to get paid. All right, so you have the one-time payment that an author can pay you, or you can do the royalty share plus program, which is, we'll talk about that later and I'll tell you which one is better and why. Step 4 is audition. This is where you get to select the books you want by genre, by style, whichever it is, and then you actually audition by downloading manuscripts, which we'll talk more about that later. So you audition for it, then you get an offer once you're accepted for the part, then you get to start recording. Step 7, you work with the other studio professionals to get a professional audio quality done so that way you can actually have that book ready to be uploaded. You finish the recording up, and then once the book starts being sold onto the main platforms, Audible, Amazon, or iTunes, you start to get paid based on which options of payment you chose. And then of course you come back for more. Now, if you're up to where at least 25 audiobooks that you created, you can then apply to be an Audible approved producer, where you can then get higher percentages for royalty share programs and higher payouts, depending on which option you choose, all right? So now that you got this general breakdown, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go to production, earnings, and costs, and let's break down the money a little bit so that way you can understand exactly where I'm coming from with this, okay? So this page is really built for in the eyes of the author, and I'm gonna show you where it applies to you. Under pay for production, let's say I'm the author and I say, okay, I want to pay for my book to be produced. So it's telling me here that if I exclusively stay with Amazon, iTunes, or Audible, that I'll be paid 40% royalties every time a purchase of my book is made. Now, if I choose to say, well, I don't want just Amazon, Audible, and iTunes, I want other platforms as well, well then every time it's purchased on these 3 main platforms, they'll pay me a 25% royalty. And then where you come in is, in order to get this option, is only if you chose the pay one-time fee payment, and this is where you get paid the one-time fee that they offer up for you to get the job done. And it can range anywhere between $50 to about $1,200 is what I've seen, and we'll see here in a second the options that you have, okay? And that's really what you have for that option. So the one that applies to you is down here. One-time fee, they pay you, one and done, and that's it. The project's over for you, no more future money for you in that case. Here with the royalty share, which is what I recommend for those who are business-minded, and a reason why I say this is because long-term is the way that I want you to think, long-term, right? So if you do work one time, you want to be paid for it continually for it in the future, such as shows that you watch reruns of, Friends, Seinfeld, all these shows, these characters and these cast members, they get paid a royalty every time that show is played. And so that's the way I want you to think, because you earn the most that way. And here's why. So here, in the eyes of the author again, exclusively, if they stay with Amazon, if they stay with Audible, and they stay with iTunes, they get paid 20% royalties. That 40% is split into 2. You get 20% and they get 20%, okay? And that's what you get to take home every time a book is sold. Now, if you go down here, you'll see that it says Royalty Share Plus. Here with the Royalty Share Plus programs, for the authors that are willing to offer that, they're willing to pay you a stipend, which is a one-time fee as well. It can be at least $100. And you also benefit from the royalty 20% share as well every time a book is purchased. This side over here has nothing to do with you. This is strictly speaking from the author and the benefits that they get. So it means that they pay nothing for the book out of pocket. It's pretty much explaining that the equal share goes to the producer, which is you, and also the other half to them, which is why it shows a balanced dollar sign. All right, so those are the 2 that I want you to worry about. Now, for those of you who are thinking, oh my gosh, 20%, how much can I make off of that, right? Let's take a look at Harry Potter. So Harry Potter is one of the most popular books, right? So if the book goes viral, you can make a lot of money. Peep this. Audible book, Harry Potter, hits 1 million unit sales, and this is back in 2016. So this is 3 years over that this article was written, okay? Let's stick with this number and say 1 million sales were done, okay? And now we're like, okay, well, how much is this book going for? Well, depending on the actual book, an average book here, depending on the hours, if it's under an hour, $7, but most books that I've read, that I've used to, I read a lot of business books, they fall between the 5 to 10 hour range, which is $15 to $25 per book. Now, let's go lowball, let's say $15, right? Let's take $15 and say that you at least make $15. We'll bring up the calculator. Don't worry about that number. We'll say 15, and let's say the book sold 1,000 copies the first month, right, of release. So that's $15,000, and you would get paid only 20% of that if you do the royalty share program like I told you. And you end up with $3,000 in that first month if 1,000 copies are sold, okay? Now, I'm not saying it's gonna be a guaranteed 1,000 copies are sold, but if you continually do books and you continually record, one of those books are bound to go viral or bound to have a good sale date or sale month. And if you have all these royalties coming in from left and right, you are able to make a full-time income if you are really serious about this. Now, let's take the example of Harry Potter. So here we have the Harry Potter book, and remember I told you that they have 1 million unit sales that were done, right? And so what I want you to do is now take the $20.99, right? And you're gonna times it by 1 million. By 1 million, so it's almost $21 million right there by sales alone. Then remember, you get 20%. That's $4.2 million. Okay, now the guy who narrated this, I really hope he did royalty shares, and I'm pretty sure if he had lawyers involved that royalty shares were selected. But let's say he went with the option of the one-time payment. He'd get paid $200 and this book goes viral. He'd miss out on literally $4,198,000. Trust me, long-term always wins, guys, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that example that I had to show you, okay? So that's pretty much it on this website. I mean, this is all that you really need to know, guys, honestly, to get started. And I'm gonna go back to the page where I can show you exactly what you need to worry about is these 10 steps right here, okay? If you got these 10 steps, then you're good to go, all right? So again, a few tips and tricks for you guys. So if you guys are out there and you're looking like, man, I don't know if I can really do this. My voice is not good. I don't have a microphone. I want you to stop the excuses, guys. You can get this done. You just have to be really, really diligent about really, sticking with it, okay? Anything that you do for the first time, you're not gonna be perfect at it, but I promise you this, if you actually continually try and stick to it, every single book or audition that you do, you will get better. I promise you that, but you have to stick to it, okay? This is the only way you get better. And as you get better, you will be seen, you'll be noticed, and people will start to make offers to you, okay? So the only way that you can actually improve is by sticking with it, all right? And that's number one. Number two, for those who are saying, I don't have a good microphone, look, I'm gonna show you down below is gonna be a link where you can get a studio quality microphone. It's called Fifine, it's $20. And trust me, I bought it, I use it sometimes, and it's awesome. It's a great, easy, cheap way to get started so that way it removes that obstacle out of your way. I'll link that down below. It's just a straight Amazon link that'll take you straight there. It's not affiliated or anything like that. So that way you guys can really get started today. I really want you guys to get your first online win. And remember, guys, just continually apply an audition at least like 10 to 15 times a week, especially if you're home or if you don't have a job or even if you're doing things part-time, you can apply for this. It just takes you, 15 minutes of your time to sit there and record a manuscript that they have ready for you. Upload new things on your profile so people can see how versatile you are. Keep working at it, and I promise you, you'll get selected. And once you do, that's your opportunity to shine and to actually, start to make some money. Now, I know I said choose the royalty side of things, but if you need the money now, I understand that, but also keep in mind that longevity is the game. That's what you need to focus on, is longevity, so that way you can maximize the profits that you're able to make with this opportunity. Now think about it, without any degrees, without any money for tuition or school or anything like that, without any upfront cost besides getting a mic if you don't already have one, guys, you can even use your iPhone if you have one, or your Samsung, and these new phones have really, really high quality microphones that you can use to at least upload stuff onto your profile. If you're really, really cognizant and say, I don't trust my phone, $20 to get that mic that I'm telling you about will get you right off the ground, okay? So let's recap again real quick. The 10 steps are right here. When you create a profile, you upload, and once you do that, what you want to do is to go ahead and start looking for books. So you want to go ahead and search for titles that are accepting auditions. These are all the titles here. And what I want to do is show you that if you're going to look, you're going to go to compensation, and then you get to pick for one-time payments, of $400 to $1,000. You can also do royalty and share. This is what I recommend. And then you go down to apply. What you'll see here is that all the titles that are accepting exactly these, that are paying at least $400 to $1,000 one time, or the royalty share, which is what I am recommending to you guys to do. So let's say I don't like any of these genres, and let's say I go to genre and I want to edit just for, let's say, mystery and thrillers, right? And we go to mystery and thrillers, and let's say, okay, cool, I want to do something as fun as this, like the hooker. Let's do the hooker. It tells you all the information you need to know. This is what you'll see. This is the title, how many hours is 9.3 hours. It's part of the royalty share, which is the budget of this author. You have all the information down here. You can read about it. Down here is where you audition. You click download audition script, and that's where you'll get the script that you need to actually audition for. Here is the producing of the audiobook. They tell you all the rights and everything, what's needed. They want 15 minutes for this audiobook to be read. And then the audiobook sales, this is where it'll be sold. It'll be sold on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. They're letting you know this. And that's how you'll be able to track the sales. And this is the title of the book, right? It's easy as that, okay? And if you go back now, I'm gonna show you again. If you go back to narrator, this is all you need to worry about is this right here, okay? Go to narrator, step 1, step 2, upload your samples, step 3, tell them how you want to get paid, audition, get accepted to your offer, you start recording, okay? And then you go ahead into 7 where you go into a professional studio. Now you may have to offer, ask them and let them know that you want to work with one of their contract specialists, so that way that you can use one of the people that they have specially, so that way you can get it professionally recorded. Here, you finish the recording, you get paid, and then you go back and do it all over again. So that way you can increase your chances for higher revenue, all right? So I really hope that this video really was valuable to you guys. I hope that you guys understand where I want you to understand is you'll get the mindset of freedom. That's what it's called, Freedom Nation, baby. So if you guys haven't already, I got a free Facebook group that I want you guys to join if you haven't. I have a free cheat sheet also below that shows you how to make money with affiliate marketing starting today. It's laid out in pictures and everything for you guys. So that way you can get started right away. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't joined the Freedom Nation family already. Hit the like button so that people who need to see this video can see it. And if you'd like to know how to make $300 by typing names, check out this next video that's coming up next. I'll see you guys. Take care and take action. Peace.